know that a lot of you look at, a win is simply a win and a loss is simply a loss. But I want to help you kind of look at this in a different light. So whenever you win, I mean, obviously, you do really good at something, you accomplish something big. That's great. That's amazing. And typically whatever it is that you've accomplished or you've done, you've worked hard at practicing towards that. So obviously when you win, you feel really good. You feel accomplished. You feel like you've done what you set out to do. It's a great feeling. But I think a lot of people go through life being afraid and being scared of making simple mistakes. But those mistakes make you who you are. Those mistakes help shape you into who you are today. So I want to help you look at taking an L differently than I think we've been taught to look at taking an L or taking a loss. So whenever you lose, you assume that you're not walking away with anything. You assume that, you're in the last inning of the game, you don't make the point that you need to make, and that you lose the game and you walk away with nothing. But that's not really the case when we're talking real life. When you're going through different things and you're facing different challenges, when you lose, understand that you're walking away with a lot. You're gaining something. You're not just simply losing the situation. You've lost in that situation. Maybe you made a simple mistake and things didn't go the way that you planned them to go. But you are still at the end of the day gaining a lot. And what you're gaining is you're gaining a different perspective. You're gaining knowledge. You're building character. You're building perseverance. And you're building strength and endurance. So we got to stop looking at every single situation, every time things didn't go our way, every time that we feel like we took an L on something, as though we walked away with nothing, because you walk away with a whole lot. Take, for instance, in life, maybe you get involved with someone who you ultimately end up finding out is not a good person for you. And maybe you feel like you wasted your time. I always say never regret anything, because every single thing you've gone through in your life is taught you something valuable. You've walked away with something. You didn't lose just time, but you gained different perspective. You gain knowledge. I know for me, I would definitely say in past relationships, those relationships, when they ended, I was able to, at least if nothing else, walk away with a fresher perspective, a more open mind, just having a better grasp of different things, and not being so naive. So don't think that every single time you go to do something and it doesn't turn out the way that you want to, that there's no chance of recovery. I meet so many people who are just afraid to go out and simply live life because they're afraid of it not working out the way they wanted to. They're afraid of taking the L, per se. But really, it's all about your mindset, and it's all about the way that you look at the situation. It's all about your perspective. If you switch your perspective and you look at a loss as a gain, then you're winning. Because I think at the end of the day, that's all that it's about. If you sit down and you sulk in the fact that, things didn't go the way that you wanted them to go, you could be sitting in that for I don't know how long, which can turn into depression, and that can end up being a snowball effect to, from one bad thing to the next. If you start to look at life in a different way, I promise you your life will change. So if you're willing to be open, you're willing to be optimistic in the fact that counting your losses as a gain, because they are. You're gaining a whole lot more than you're losing. Yeah, maybe in that moment it doesn't feel so good. In a lot of cases, depending on how big the situation is, yeah, I'm with you. You won't feel great about that loss. But I tell you what, if you walk away from that situation looking at what can I learn from it, looking at how can I be better next time, how can I make a better decision next time, then you're going to be in a better position all the way around. The next time you don't get that win that you're expecting. I understand being upset and I understand being disappointed. Don't stop to take inventory of what you learned and what you gained from that situation. I hope that helps someone. You guys take care until next time.